I'm not afraid of...
Good morning, Falcons. Today is Friday, February 17th, 2017. Today is an A Day. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm Mikey.
I'm Lee.
I'm Ryan. Welcome to the Daily Davis News Show.
On March 16th, Davis Middle School is going to have a student-teacher sports event. This is your chance to root for your favorite teacher or for your friends, and best of all, the game will happen during the day. To ensure your participation, we only ask one thing. You have good behavior and try your best on all your post tests. Can you do it? Of course you can.
You can also bring Davis dolls to enter into a drawing and win an assortment of prizes. Soar throughout the post-testing, and you will be attending the student-teacher sports event on Thursday, March 16th. Hope to see you there. We are going to have a ball.
Attention 8th graders. The 8th grade field trip to Kingston, Maine is coming up on April 28th. Interested in attending? Here's how you can. Unexcused absences must not be exceeded 4.5 days. No suspensions, ISR, or Saturday school. You must maintain an average GPA of 2.25 for third quarter. 2 proofs of residency must be turned in to the guidance office by Friday, March 31st, 2017. Let's work hard so we can all attend the field trip.
And now for today's Black History Month fact.
Hey, when it comes to the world of sports, everybody wants to be number one. It doesn't matter if you're playing football, basketball, baseball, boxing, or whatever. Everybody wants to come in on top. That's whether it's the Super Bowl, whether it's the World Series, the NBA Finals, or being the heavyweight champion. There's nothing like being the greatest ever. So right now, I want to talk to you about someone who is considered one of the greatest of all time, and that person's name is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was a legendary boxer known for floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee. So right now, let's have a little fun talking about Muhammad Ali. For example, with Muhammad, he was born on January 17th, 1942 in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, a lot of people don't know that he wasn't always named Muhammad Ali. That's right, when he was born, his real name was Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. His dad, Cassius Sr., was a sign painter, and his mom, Odessa, worked as a maid, and they all lived there in Louisville. Now, growing up there in Louisville, Kentucky, young Cassius had to deal with what was called segregation. With segregation, basically, African Americans couldn't go to places like schools or restaurants or any kind of public place where white people were, so they had to go to their own separate place for things like that. And that's how Cassius lived there because, once again, Louisville was segregated. Another neat story about Muhammad Ali was when he was a kid, someone had stole his bike. So when he went looking for it, he told a policeman that someone had stole his bike, and he said whoever stole his bike, he was going to beat them up. Well, that police officer's name was Joe, and Joe was a boxing coach. So he told Muhammad, before you try to beat somebody up, why don't you come down to the gym with me and I'll teach you how to box. Well, then young Cassius decided, I'll take you up on that offer, Joe, and he went down and learned how to box. Soon after that, he saw that he was really good at boxing because he was so quick. As an amateur, he fought 105 fights and won 100 of them, so he did really good starting off. Young Cassius also won what were called Golden Glove Championships and went on to win a gold medal in the Olympics in 1960, beating all the competition there. Cassius continued on to box and won many fights in his boxing career, and then he finally got his chance to go for the heavyweight championship of the world in 1964. That was where he went up against then champion Sonny Liston. Well, needless to say, Sonny Liston was no match for young Cassius Clay, and Cassius Clay beat Sonny Liston in 7 rounds to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, when it came to trash talk, meaning that he would talk smack to all the fighters who went up against him trying to make them get scared of him, Cassius Clay called himself the greatest. Another thing he would always say, like I said before, was he floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. Now, in 1964, things changed for Cassius Clay. That's because he joined the religion of Islam. And with Islam, he changed his name from Cassius Clay to Cassius X. And then, later on, he changed his name to Muhammad Ali. Many people questioned the change, but Muhammad went on with the name. And then, during that time, there was a war going on, and Muhammad was drafted. What drafted means is the government tells you that you have to go and fight in the war for your country. But with Muhammad Ali, he didn't want to fight because he said it was against his religion, so he didn't go. Well, that also made a lot of people mad. So in 1967, Muhammad Ali was stopped from fighting by the Boxing Commission and did not return to boxing until 1970, 3 years later. Now, when he returned, he was ready to go and take on the world, of course, to get his boxing championship back. After returning back to the boxing ring in 1970, Ali went on to fight some of the greatest fights in boxing history, with the fight of the century against Joe Frazier, where he did lose. He also had the Rumble in the Jungle with George Foreman, and he knocked him out. And then he had the Thriller in Manila, where Muhammad Ali finally came back and beat Joe Frazier. So to say the least, Muhammad Ali had some of the greatest fights of all time and retired in 1981 from boxing. So when it comes to the world of boxing and standing up for what you believe in, always think of Muhammad Ali, the greatest.
And now for today's club news.
Interested in joining the newspaper club? Davis is looking for motivated students that have an interest in researching, reporting, and writing. Please stop by room A129, located on Administrative Avenue, to talk to Mr. Waring for more details.
Falcons continues to soar with safety by entering and exiting classrooms quietly and walking in the hallways. Falcons soar to excellence. Have a great day, Falcons.